Hello, Hillwood! I'm Caden.
And I'm Brock.
Here's what's happening at
HMS.
Miss Harris would like for all of the students who have borrowed a book for the Battle of the Books to please return it.
There are no more books for anyone else to read at this time. You should only have one book at a time from that shelf, so bring back the books for others to enjoy.
Thursday, the volleyball teams take on Wilson Middle School. 7th grade plays at Wilson and 8th grade plays here at Hillwood.
Friday is College Spirit Day. Wear college hats, hoodies, shirts, and sweats to represent your favorite school.
Hillwood's bands perform Friday night at Central High School.
There's a full slate of action at Hillwood Monday.
Cross-country races for championships in the Meet of Champions.
Tennis is in action against Vista Ridge at Central.
And the next Hillwood Hangout takes place, so get that work turned in.
And that's the news.
Here's what else is happening at HMS.
Color Out Day, October the 7th. Games and prizes
at lunch.
Only people wearing house colors can participate. There's a contest
for the person dressed up the most.
I went to the University of North Texas up there in Denton. Well, it was kind of an interesting story, but my mom was going there at the time, and my dad graduated from the University of North Texas, and my grandpa graduated from the University of North Texas. So it was kind of a family thing, and so I just kind of went to North Texas. It was probably one of my astronomy classes. I really enjoyed. They actually had some telescopes north of town up there, and we would go. Part of our lab was you had to go to class at night because that's when the stars are out, and go look at the things through the big telescopes, and that was fun. You know, preparation back then was because I'm talking the 80s, so we're talking like, a long time ago. Basically, I just took the SAT and filled out, college applications, and it was really North Texas and Texas Tech were really the only two that I was applying to, and I ended up at North Texas just because my mom was going there, so we drove together, and and I just stayed because I liked the school. I said I thought about going to Texas Tech, but I don't even remember if I actually filled out an application for Texas Tech or not. But I know I looked into the school because they offered like a pretty good chemistry program, and I was trying to decide between chemistry and physics way back then, and yeah. I graduated a long time ago, and I know for most people you're like, oh, but you should know your fight song. No, but I think we did like a little eagle thing, it was like a little claw. But they had just started that back in the early 90s when I graduated, so yeah. I kind of worked my way through college, so I didn't do a whole lot of student life. I know I went to some football games. I guess the only tradition I really remember is at the football games, one of the fraternities, they would do push-ups for whatever the score was. So every time North Texas scored, they would go down and do push-ups. And when we had a really high score, they were doing a lot of push-ups. Just trying to balance working, studying, having a social life. And when you try to make a triangle out of those three, and sleeping, seems like one of them is always losing out. But, just trying to balance, studying, socializing, going to work, and then, of course, sometimes you have to sleep, too. Best thing about being in college is just being young and you being able to use the excuse, hey, I'm a college kid. The expectation, you weren't really an adult yet. You were still a kid, but yet you were an adult, so you didn't have to do kid things anymore. And I don't know, being in college was fun. It was kind of the best, 6 years of my life was, hanging out there in North Texas and learning and doing things and exploring and then eventually, though, you're ready to graduate. You're definitely ready to graduate.
Hey kiddos, I'm here to talk to you today about something called late work lunch detention. And I want to explain to you how that works. If you have a missing grade, your huddle teacher is going to have you fill out one of these awesome pink slips. You will fill out all the information, what assignment it is, what period it's for, who the teacher is, what lunch you have. All of that stuff's going to be on here. Then the huddle teacher is going to turn those in. At lunchtime the next day, You will go to the stage in the cafeteria. You will sit on the stage the entire lunch and work on any work that you filled these out for. You will not leave the stage once you have finished your work, and the administrator or counselor working the stage is going to check it to make sure that you did it correctly and that you didn't just speed through it. So you will end up eating your lunch on the stage while doing your makeup work. So this is your warning. This starts October 4th. So when we start a new month, we're starting fresh. So you've got about a week and a half to make sure you have no zeros or no missing grades in the grade book. Because as soon as October hits, if you've got like 8 zeros in the grade book, man, you're going to be eating lunch on the stage for like 3 weeks. So you've got a week and a half to get ready, and then we're hitting it, and we're hitting it hard. There's no reason for zeros or missing assignments to be in the grade books. So this is going to help improve your education. So think of it that way every time that you're mad at me because you're sitting on the stage. Do your work, and you never have to fill out the slip for late work lunch detention.